Hello, I didn't see you there. Hello there, friend. Welcome back to Max Plays. This time around, we're continuing our Let's Play of Destiny Failsays. And before I dive in and continue on with the story, it's our first day of school from our perspective. Last night we kissed Vincent, the most awesomest guy in school, and we were introduced to our four main friends. And there's this guy here, this flawless little cinnamon roll here. But before I do anything, there's actually a messaging system, and I believe my camera has been blocking it. So let's read some messages before we go on, okay? There is, she just got, so there's a bunch of messages, and I like that a bunch of them are already read. Like, there's stuff about a sleepover, and the one complaint that I have is that it's hard to follow the conversation because you have to jump between the inbox and the outbox. So, like, the first time I read them, I was like, it was hard to follow the narrative because it's all kind of like, you don't see it as a thread. You don't see it the same way that you would see like a text messages. There are emails. Let's read the one that it's unread. From Lily, no subject. I need to tell you something. Let's meet up earlier today. Which, it's clearly, of course, to let us know about the thing that happened with her and Samson. If you missed the previous episode, make sure to check it out on the playlist. Cool. See you then. Close parentheses. Look at this guy. He's got game. He 100% the Dark Souls. Of course he would know. How about Friday night? We could work it out and we could work on it at your place. Wink. Anyhow, I'm not gonna go through all of these just yet. Maybe later. I love all of the Alaska ones because they're just like I slept in. Did I miss anything in lit this morn? Like she just messages like this, which is kind of adorable. But anyhow, and yeah, there's a lot of like other stuff like save screenshots, and I've not used any of this yet, but I'm sure we will eventually. One last thing, there's actually a trash folder, and I think it will be pretty cool. I'm just saying. I don't know how hard it would be to implement this, but it'll be pretty cool if like you go to the trash and there's one message that should delete it. Maybe a message that somebody sent to her. Whoa, that actually works! I click here and it says, no way! That actually works! Wow, you press the home button and it takes you to home. Why do I click on the light sensor? No, nothing. That's actually pretty cool. I like that I can hit here or just press the home button here. That's cool, I like that. Wait, is this volume control? It is! That's pretty cool, man. Again, what gets me about this this game is the level of polish for this beta, because it's kind of crazy. Like you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do this. And I have a slight experience coding Ren'Py, and I know that this is not easy, because you have to like manually program where the button is. Cool stuff. Anyhow, down the hallway was a boy in our class named Samson. I've known him since grade school, but we didn't talk much back then. He's always had a dumb crush on Lily, but has never had the courage to say something about it. Could it be because he's actually super freaking short? Wait until you see the height comparison. Samson and I have biology together. Just yesterday, Mr. Burton assigned groups for a two-person project. Mr. Burton normally puts close friends together for projects. Somehow, Samson managed to swap Vincent for Lily as his project partner. It was the first move I had ever seen him make on Lily. And I love that Mr. Burton was just like, just do whatever you need to do, kid. Just get on with your life, you know. I'm too busy enduring the mortal coil. He stepped out in front of the four of us as we started to pass him. There was a determined look in his eyes. Look at this shorty. Look at this shorty. Is he the same height as Alaska or shorter? Let's say he's shorter. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Lily, I need to talk to you. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Yes. Lily, I need to talk to you. yes, the sultriest deep voice. That's exactly how I immediately heard him. Because it's either that or like a really like roguish like, hey Lily, I want to talk to you. It doesn't match. He cannot possibly have Sidon's voice. So he's got a little voice like this. Lily, please, let us talk about what happened last night. It meant the world to me. Lily avoided eye contact, and I tried to walk past them. He stood in her way, attempting to block her. Hey, don't be a douche.
Lily, but please, listen to me. Mademoiselle.
She forced him aside and sprinted down the hallway, which wouldn't be very hard seeing as how he's tiny. She just goes, boop.
Lily, do not ignore me. We need to talk about this.
Is he secretly a vampire? La 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 la, I can't hear you, Samson. Lily covered her ears, yelling and running out of sight. She was so determined not to talk to Samson. I don't know what you're talking about. Shoo. Natalie and Alaska chased after her, desperately trying to keep up.
Oh, jeez. How can this be my luck? I am such an idiot. What a cruel life it is to be a teenage student. Lily, just give me a chance to explain.
Samson looks really upset. What should I do? Welcome to one of the main points of visual novels and interactive fiction. It is to make choices. Do I stay with Samson? Should I stay or should I go? Now, I know that technically speaking, I know Samson. We've known each other forever. We have the same class, and I guess we have interacted before, but we have never really talked. And I'm like, you know, from her point of view, would she really stay with Samson? I mean, maybe to just be like, hey, Samson, drop it. That's totally not gonna happen. Your sultry Dracula-like tone is not gonna convince her. God damn it, man! I've been practicing that accent for years. Oh no, he's gonna drop back to that roguish tone. I think it makes more sense for Idril to actually just chase after her best friend. I am sorry, Samson. I need to talk to her.
Samson is like, oh, my heart. It sings so low.
I ran past Samson, leaving him alone in the hallway. Bye-bye, dork. I finally caught up with the others outside of the classroom. Alaska was prodding Lily for answers to what just happened, but Lily wasn't talking. After a few moments of Alaska's unsuccessful efforts, she dropped it and we entered the classroom. Natalie's boyfriend, Brian, was standing with his friend, Jake, joking loudly in the middle of the room. I don't really know Brian all that well, but he's known as the school bully, which seems like an odd fit for Natalie. What if she's actually into jerks? Oh, God.
Oh, then she was all like, he will be mine. It was stupid. I am a jerk. Hey, am I the one who noticed that there's really somber music playing in the background? Oh, look it's here. Look it's here. Hey, Alaska. Done stalking for the day. Would you like some of my night vision goggles?
It's none of your business.
So, that Alexander guy has a girlfriend, huh? Does he even know you exist? Do you really know anything about him? Did I just get a southern accent for no reason?
Of course, people with southern accents are always jerks.
Go on. I dare you to name one thing you know about him.
It looks like Brian is trying to provoke her. Oh God. What did I choose the first time? Because I remember that what I chose was hilarious. She can handle it. I should pull her away. Now, I don't mean to say it like this, because I know that this story, like, on the main page on itchy.io, I forget what it's called, excuse me. There will be links to this game description below. There are friendship routes, so you can, you know, see your friends' stories. And I hate to say it like this, because I mean, I would see Alaska's story, but I don't think Idril and Alaska are that close. I love Alaska, you know, I'm drawing heart symbols with my, you know, mouse pointer, but I see them as sort of like friendship where, like, 10 years later, like, Alaska has graduated from college, she's, you know, super successful, and Idril is just, you know, Idril, they both, like, go their own ways, and they never talk ever again. That's kind of, like, what I feel. I would still seek that friendship, because Alaska is the freaking best. Determination. But here's the dealio. I honestly think, She can handle it. Alaska can handle it. She is the toughest cookie there is. Well, I do know he goes to college.
Is that it?
You could have said that you know his name, Alaska. Just saying. Is that it? Is that it? I will show you, is that it? Alaska picked up the nearest desk and lifted it over her head in an instant rage. Oh my god, that is the best. And you can just see her just going, ah! How can you not love Alaska? How can you not love Alaska? In the comments, somebody's like, nah, Alaska's super annoying. You know what? You're not wrong. That's part of the charm, though. Hey, one-hit wonder boy! Hey, that's my desk! Tommy! Oh god. Take a shot every time I reference Resident Evil. Some people think Alaska's crazy, and Brian was just about to find out why. Oh, there is no way. There is no gosh doodly darn way I'm going to stop Alaska right now. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. I'm sorry, Mr. Burton. I'm sorry, Mr. Burton. He walked into the leg of my desk 10 times. Okay. I'm going to assume that this is a reference to Chicago, and if it's not, it just became one. He had it coming. Alaska started chasing Brian around the room, desk in her hands. The students that were in the room moved out of the way to avoid getting caught in the crossfire. That's so good. After a few times around the room, Brian eventually tripped on one of the backpacks sitting next to the desks. Alaska stood over Brian, lifted the desk high, ready to swing. No, Brian, you have to wait on the roll to use those invisibility frames. Mrs. Reed. Miss Alaska! Everyone turned their heads to see Mrs. Reed enter the classroom. No murder in my classroom. Last warning, Miss Alaska. No, that's not it.
Miss Alaska.
Miss Alaska. Ah, that voice is here somewhere. I just gotta find it.
Miss Alaska. Miss Alaska. What do you think you were doing? Ma'am, she was going to hit me with that desk.
From my point of view, he's still on the ground, which I think it's really funny, because she's literally like... But I...
Alaska, go to the principal's office.
I'll get her voice right eventually.
Yeah, go to the principal's office, Alaska. Nobody wants you here.
That's the point where you send him off as well. Screw you! Oh god, that's so good. That is so good. Excuse me. Am I the only one who imagined yeah, I'm probably the only one. I imagine her doing like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Street Fighter movie, just going, screw you! That's a reference that like only I will ever get. Alaska, office, now! And Brian, if I hear another word from you, you're going there with her. I can't do like middle-aged librarian voice. I just can't do that. The bell rang, okay, you see this face? This is the face of someone going, this is my life. This is what I gotta deal with on an everyday basis. If you excuse me for a moment, it's getting really hot here all of a sudden. And it's probably all because of
Samson's sultry voice.
Anyhow, let's move on. The bell rang and everyone found their seats. Mrs. Reed began class. By the way, this is the face of someone like, this is my life. This is what I gotta put up with on a regular basis. Alright, class. Everyone get out your literature books. Oh, you're the English teacher. I already don't like you. And turn to page 60. We will be starting Romeo and Juliet today. No, we will be starting a classic tale of romance. But since those are not allowed within the curriculum, we will read Romeo and Juliet instead. Oh, that's that voice. That's her voice. I just found that. I pulled out my book and opened the page. Mrs. Reed was explaining why Shakespeare is important, I guess. I listened as I slowly drifted off into thought. Idril, this may be part of the reason why your grades are not so good. I glanced across the room at Vincent. He was following along and writing down notes. What a nerd! He's just scribbling. He's trying to come up with a cool new build for Dark Souls. I couldn't help but let out a smile when I looked at him. He looked so handsome. I really wanted to ask him, what does that kiss mean? I have known Vincent for so long. He was the first boy I ever had romantic feelings for. I was never really sure if Vincent liked me back, though. That kiss must have meant that he liked me, or maybe it was an accident after all. It was all so confusing. I liked the kiss, but did he? Are we in a relationship now, or was that just a one-time thing? It was my first kiss, and if we're together, was that our first date? I don't know if Vincent has ever kissed a girl before. Our teacher's voice interrupted my thoughts. She was summarizing the beginning of Romeo and Juliet before we jumped into reading the play as a class. Whoa, wait. Sorry, I clicked on my mouse wheel by mistake. Mrs. R is not in the curriculum anymore. After the opening scene, Romeo confides with Benvolio that he loves Rosalina. He loves Rosalina. He's a really big fan of the Mario Galaxy games. However, unfortunately for Romeo, Rosalina does not love him back. Often, with kids your age, you'll find yourself in a similar situation to what Romeo finds himself in now.
You mean being part of a wealthy family of a noble caste and having to stand up to the social standards of the medieval ages, ma'am?
Shut up, Samson. I was beginning to worry about how close Rosalina and Romeo felt to Vincent and I. You can't choose who you love. Okay, this is when Mrs. Reed is like leaning back on her desk. Also, I hate to be disrespectful, but it looks like she's like, that shape looks as though she's pregnant. So my image of her just like downing whiskey at the corner of her desk seems really, really non-PC. But you know what I'm talking about. Kids. Okay, I need my cup for this. Kids, you can't choose who you love, kids. Sure, you can try to force yourself to love somebody that you don't, but I can't guarantee it's going to work. That's just not how life is, kids. Either they will be bitter because they don't think they're good enough for you, or you'll feel all high and mighty because you think you could do a lot better. And at this point, everyone in the class is like, Mrs. Reed, are you okay? Put down the bottle of whiskey, Mrs. Reed. Or maybe this is a lot like Samson and Lily's situation. Well, newsflash, Doug, you can do a lot better than me. That floozy at the coffee stand is only flirting with you to get your money. You're past your prime, and you're going to have to settle for boring old me. Me. I love Mrs. Reed. I remember reading this passage and when I first tested this game, and the instant when this happened, this was the first thought that came to mind. I'm like, Mrs. Reed, do you want to talk about your problems for a moment? You seem like you need a little bit of help. I glanced around the room. Everyone was awkwardly looking at anything but the teacher. So, in the next scene of Romeo and Juliet... Hey, look at that cool guy. He looks pretty cool. He seems like a pretty nice guy. He's got that scar on his face. That's what makes him look edgy. Remember that. The class continued on as if nothing ever happened. My attention was unsteady. I glanced over in Vincent's direction again and noticed that James was leaning forward, whispering something to him. I couldn't hear what they were saying from my seat across the room. Hey, Vincent. Wanna play some LOL after class? No, man, I'm more into hearts. God damn it, Vincent. Can't we just play the same game for once? That's clearly what, like, isn't that the hilarious thing? Like, I didn't go to high school. Spoilers, I'm not in high school. During this age, because I'm super jealous, because this age is like the coolest thing. After school, just play like games online with your friends. That's pretty awesome.
Back in my day, we didn't have interwebs to play together.
We had to use dial-up. Oh my god. James, be quiet while I'm teaching. James sat back in his chair for a moment before he leaned forward to speak to Vincent again. He barely got a few words out before... James! Do not push me today, young man. I will send you to the principal's office with Alaska. A few more moments passed by as Mrs. Reed droned out her lecture. I continued to watch James. He seemed agitated. He leaned towards Vincent one more time and tried to continue. Mrs. Reed stopped in mid-sentence and looked at him. Should I help him? This is a very interesting proposition. Do I want to help James? He seems like a pretty nice guy. I mean, he seems, he's got a scar on his face. That's a pretty cool thing. First off, he's wearing a tie. I don't know if everyone else is wearing a tie. I know that Samson's wearing a vest. Suave points. That's why I thought he would have like a suave voice,
Oh, mademoiselle. Lily, allow me to explain. I love you, Lily. Marry me. Let us elope together, my love.
Anyhow, he's got that, indigo tie. He's pretty cool. He's got that scar. He looks like he wants to be the protagonist of a mecha manga. Raise your hand and ask her a question. Stay quiet. Do I want to cover up for this dongle? Or do I want to just let him get the full force of stuff? Well, honestly, here's the deal. I don't think that Idril is out there to hurt anyone. I don't think... let's pretend that she's not raising her hand to cover up for this dongle. She's raising her hand to actually ask a question because her grades haven't been doing too well. Raise a hand and ask a question. As Mrs. Reed turned towards James' attention, I thrusted my hand up into the air. She turned to me, distracted. Yes, Idril. Could you go over that last part in a bit more detail? I didn't quite grasp it. As Mrs. Reed why am I doing her voice? As Mrs. Reed started over, she seemed to forget that James was interrupting her. I guess that he was able to finish whatever he was trying to say to Vincent. Shh. He looked in my direction. I could tell there was something wrong. He quickly looked away from me and back to Vincent. Look at that dongle. I don't know if I meant that to happen, but it did. Vincent was ignoring whatever James was trying to ask him about. James started to get impatient and whispered again, "Ah, Vincent! Vincent!" Wow, I nailed that voice immediately. Vincent, answer me! The whole class turned to look at him. James, I've had enough of you interrupting my class. Go to the office now. I like the idea of saying go to the office with Alaska. Seems like a double punishment. James stomped his way out of the room, trying and failing to slam the hydraulic door behind him. What a loser. Cute, I like that. The bell rang shortly after James left. The rest of the class packed up their things and rushed to lunch. How's my lighting going? I've been reading so much, I haven't been looking at the preview window. There's still a delay though. Look at that silly face. I made my way to the cafeteria. Atali, Alaska, and I grabbed our lunches and took a seat at our usual table. Whoa! Don't mind me going back in time. Wow, Alaska looks so sad. So, how did your projects turn out? It went great, I think. Right, Atali? I got most of it done. There's only a little bit left we need to finish, and I still have all weekend to work on it. Alaska had begun to scavenge food from from others' plates. This was a daily routine for her. She gets money from her parents for lunch, but she has never spent it on food. I've asked her what she uses it for, but she always avoids my questions. Feel free to go into the comments down below and leave your suggestions. What is Alaska spending all of that money on? I don't know, impressing her college boyfriend, I guess? After a few minutes of eating, Lily walked in. She sluggishly sat down at the table with her lunch. Where have you been? I just had a talk with Samson. Oh, how did that go? I think I finally turned him down. For good. I glanced over towards Vincent's table, which was not far from ours. Samson sat down and interrupted James as he was talking. Samson looked like the life had been sucked out of him.
She broke my heart. I do not know how I can go on living like this no more. I understand now what Mr. Burton was talking about. This motor coil, yes. This is the feeling I feel now. that which is void of all other warmth.
So, how was your study night, Idril? You studied with Vincent, right? Wink. Yeah. Anything special to announce? Lily smirked and slightly nudged my arm. Wait! Something happened? Spill it, Drill! Okay. I like that. Drill. It would be more hilarious if Idril got into like construction work. They colored. I drilled the drill. James stood up from his... The music just stopped. That's terrifying, and we have 2 minutes left. James stood up from his seat and was intently staring in my direction. In fact, the whole cafeteria was looking my way, eager to hear all of the juicy details. Dude, did you hear, man? Dude, I heard Vincent and her made out. Whoa, dude, are you serious? No, man, I heard something else. I heard that he burned his ascetic all over her bonfire. Dude, wrong bonfire, though. No, man. Dude, that's intense, yo. Dude, no, dude, I heard they got further than that. Are you serious? Dude. Dude, past... first, second, third, checkmate, man. That's how sports work, right? I felt my face getting warmer and warmer. I tried to hide beneath my hands for a moment. It wasn't like that. It was innocent. I lowered my hands for a second, then looked towards Vincent. James was glaring at him so menacingly. When I first read this, I thought, wait a minute, is James jealous? He's jealous? Is someone else paying attention to his husbando, Vincent? What? Wait. Are you serious, man? The two of them?
Yeah, man, I just heard about it today.
Yeah, man. Everyone's attention's on me. Everyone's paying attention to me. What should I do? Should I tell the truth or shift attention elsewhere? There's only one way to find out what's gonna happen, and you'll have to wait until the next episode. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with us. And if you enjoyed this game, make sure to support it on Patreon. Links in the description below. And we'll have to wait and see where this story goes. Will we just be honest? Or will we try to divert the attention somewhere else?